Hey, Tea Time familia! Welcome to Tea Time with Marie, a virtual home for those who are looking to be encouraged and empowered through healing and spiritual growth, where true conversations without judgment and closed mindedness take place. Now, let's get started. Hello, my beautiful Tea Time familia. Welcome to Tea Time with Marie. If this is your first time joining, welcome, welcome, welcome. You are part of the family because you're tuning in, and I hope that you stick around and that you come back for some tea. I got some tea for you guys today. It's hot and ready, so let's get started. Okay, guys. So today I'm still continuing my book, The Healing the Soul of Women, and like I have mentioned in my last podcast, I am bringing the things that I am learning and that I know that we can apply to everybody, not just women, okay? But this book is amazing. So if you're looking for a book, Women, Healing the Soul of Women by Joyce Meyer is the book. And if you're looking for a book, men, The Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Meyer is an amazing book as well. And I've read that twice, and it's I love to gift that book. I've gifted that book a lot, and I don't regret it. And I've never regretted gifting anybody that book. I know that that book has helped people. I know that it's going to continue to help people. Just like The Healing the Soul of the Women, I have gifted that to many women as well. I feel like that's my thing lately. Well, it's been a few years now, but God will put it in my heart to give somebody a book. And of course, I read it, and of course, I know that they're going to be transformed because the Word of God does that. If you read it, if you apply it, if you choose to read it, right? And that's what I want to talk to you guys today. Talk to you guys about today. So here we go. This is something that I heard from the book. The problem lies not in being wounded, but in whether or not we are willing to be healed, right? So I'm gonna stop that right there because God gave me some revelation after that, and that's what we're really gonna go in through. But let's just break this down. So the problem lies not in being wounded, right? Because we know that we live in an imperfect world. We're not perfect humans. We are going to be hurt, or we might even hurt other people, right? Knowingly or unknowingly, right? It happens. We're not perfect, right? It's not a cliche. It's just the fact. It's just the world that we live in. This is not a perfect world, right? So those are things that we can expect, right? But are we willing to be healed? Are you willing, right? Are you willing to just give a yes? Are you willing to say, yes, I want to be healed? And then you guys are probably like, of course, Marie, of course I want to be healed, right? Because I mean, I personally haven't, maybe you guys have, but I haven't really met anybody that's like, I want to stay depressed. I want to stay sad. I want to stay stuck in this deep hole. I want to stay stuck in this sadness. I don't want to be happy. I don't want to be joyful. I mean, if you guys have, well, let me know. But I personally haven't. People that are going through stuff, people that are going through struggles and tribulations and going through the process, and it might not look good, and it might be ugly, and they might be sad, and they might be depressed, and all that stuff that we don't want, right? They want to be healed, right? I mean, I've gone through postpartum depression. I've gone through depression. I've had anxiety. I've had all these negative things. I have situations where, I wanted to just crawl out of my body, and I wanted to be healed. I didn't want to walk around like that. People don't want to walk around, again. Let me know if I'm wrong, but what I've experienced, people don't want to walk around sad. People don't want to walk around, you know and feeling like a cloud is over their head, feeling like they're not successful, feeling like they're stuck, feeling like they can't prosper, right? Feeling like they don't have enough for this, feeling that they don't have enough for that, feeling not worthy, right? Like that's what I've seen, right? And that's what I've experienced, right? I've experienced wanting to get better, willing to be better, right? So when I was reading that, I was like, God, what do you even mean? Like, of course people want to get better. Of course people are willing to get better. And he's like, well, this is what I mean. Are you willing to go, because this is it. Are you willing to go the step further? So now you say you're willing, but are you willing? Okay, are you ready to do what it takes? And let's not even say willing, right? Because we are willing, right? So you are hurt. We know we're going to be hurt in life. That's what happens. We know we're going to go through certain situations that might even set us back, maybe even because of our own mistakes. Like, let's be real here, right? A lot of our own mistakes, right? We are just living the consequences. And thank you, God, for his mercy and his grace that he doesn't leave us there, but he cleans us up, right? And he moves us forward. But we, right, need to say, yes, I want it, right? We need to be willing. And then after we say, yes, I'm willing, we need to do. the next steps, right? We need to take that action. We need to be able to say, yes, God, I'm going to cut that off. Yes, God, I'm going to stop that. Yes, God, I'm going to wake up earlier and spend more time with you. Yes, God, I'm going to cut off that toxic relationship that is not helping me. Yes, God, I'm going to, start a business plan. Yes, God, I'm going to start the tea time. I'm going to do it even if I might not know what I'm doing, right? You have to be willing to take the action. You have to be willing to do the action, right? Yes, you're willing. You want to get better, you want to heal, but are you ready to do the things that you need to do to get there? That is the question, right? That's the big one. That obviously I know that you want to get better. Marie, you're probably like, Marie, of course I want to get better. Of course I don't want to be in this slump. I don't want to be in this. But are you ready to do the things that require you to be, better? That require you to, that requires you to move on to the next step, to fight, to beat the depression, to beat, that anxiety, to release and be free from that bondage, right? Like, are you ready? Like, are you ready to do that? Because I know you want to get better, but are you ready now to do the things that you need to do, the steps that you need to take to move forward? Because, and I've said this before, this is a co this is a relationship with God, right? We are co-laborers with God. We work together with God. He is merciful, and his grace is abundant, and his favor is amazing. I've experienced it when I did not deserve it. Like, he's done things for me when, he's carried me, right? He's carried me through some things that I really could not do. But there always comes a time, and there has been, right, where he's like, it's your turn to make a choice. It's your turn to shut that door. It's your turn to do this, to move forward, right? Like, you want to live a healthy lifestyle. You want to be fit, but are you willing to throw the donuts away? Like, are you willing to wake up at 6 a.m. when there's no time, right? Are you willing to sacrifice some of the things that you need to get there, right? You want to start a business, right? Are you willing to put in the works and the long hours that it takes? Like, are you ready to take those next steps? Of course, you want a successful business. Of course, you want to be healthy and in shape, and you want to feel good about yourself. But are you going to do the steps that are required to get there? Are you ready to do your part? Are you ready to tap in, Titan Familia? That's what it is. Are you ready to tap in, right? When I know you guys have seen, let me know if I'm like, no, there's WWE, there's still wrestling matches and stuff, and then there'll be partners, right? We're a partner with God, and there's many times where he fights those battles for us, and there's many times where he carries us through that darkness and through those periods, and he blesses us and he pours into us because he is a good father, right? And then there's times where he's like, tap in, tap in, right? Because it is our turn to do something. We have free will. He is not going to take that away from us. So it is time for us to tap in and decide, yes, I am going to do that. Yes, I am going to cut that relationship off. Yes, I am going to, hold back them words. Yes, I am going to get up earlier and do this. Yes, I am going to reach out and find ways, to better my life, to better my business, to whatever it is. Come on, Titan Familia. If you're listening to this, it's because right? You're in it, right? Apply it to your life. Apply it to what God is touching you right now in your heart. What is he telling you, right? That you need to tap into, right? What is it that you need to do? What is your part in this life? What is your part in this journey to success, to prosper, right? To live in abundance, right? To live in all the blessings and all the promises that God has for you, right? Because my God is a God of order, okay? He is not a God of confusion. He is a God of order. So he is there again. He will bless you. He will pour out to you. But there will come a time, okay, that he is going to say, right? That tap in. That life is going to say, tap in. It's time. It's time for you to do your part. It's time for you to get off that couch. It's time for you to get organized. It's time for you to say, put that drink away. Put that lifestyle away. Put that negative thinking away. Put, whatever it is. It's your turn, Titan Familia. Your turn is now. It's not time for us to be wasting time, right? As we go, as the days go by, right, and we're not doing anything, we're wasting. We're wasting time. We're wasting opportunities, right? Just because you're willing doesn't mean that just because you want to be healed doesn't mean that you are willing to do what it takes, right? Just because you want a successful business does not mean that you are willing, right, to do what it takes to have a successful business. Just because you want that, that summer body, right, that mental health to be clear, right, doesn't mean that you are willing to cut off those negative people or that person or those things, or, you know, say no to certain foods, and get up earlier and pour into yourself, right, and treat yourself with some goodness to get there. So it is time, Titan Familia, for you to tap in. And that's all that I was getting from this. When I was reading this, and again, I'm like, yeah, of course, the problem lies not in being wounded, but in whether or not we were willing to heal. And I'm like, God, what? Of course we want to be healed, God, of course. But then he's like, there's some people that don't want to tap in. There's some people that don't want to tap in. Yes, they want to get better, but they don't want to tap in. They don't want to do the work. They don't want to go through the process, right? They don't want to go. They don't want to go through the stuff that you need to go through to get to the other side, right? They don't want to water those plants, right? They don't want to take care of that flower. They don't want to weed out the bad stuff, right? To get the fruit, to bear the good fruit. I know, Titan Familia, that you want to get better. I know that you want to be successful. I know that you want better for your life, for you and your kids, for your mental health, for your family, for your surroundings. I know. I feel it. I know, because I was there too, and I'm like, God, of course I want it. Of course I want your blessings. Of course I want all the things that you promised me. Of course I want a better life. Of course I do. Why are you even asking me this? And it's like, so are you willing to tap in? Are you willing to do what it requires? Are you willing to be honest with yourself and just say, like, enough is enough? Enough is enough of going around the same mountain. Enough is enough. Are you ready to be honest with yourself? No, I cannot go back into this relationship. No, as much as you love somebody or love that person, no, this person is not good for me, right? As much as you may love that donut, those foods, no, I'm not going to keep indulging in those things that are just keeping me stuck, right? And hurting me more and not leading me anywhere near close to where I want to be in life, right? It's time for you to tap in, Titan Familia. Literally, like that's all that I have to say to you today. Today, I'm telling you guys, tap in. It's time for you guys to tap in. The pain, listen, you can have the pain of change, or you can have the pain of staying the same. It's going to be painful. Like, this is life. If there was another way, I always tell you guys this. I will share it. I will. If there's a cheat code, I'm gonna share it here on my tea time. But there's not. The cheat code is for you to get up and tap in and do your part, right? And it is gonna be painful. It's new. Like, if we're being honest here, the flesh is lazy. It likes to procrastinate. It likes to be in the same spot. It likes to do nothing, right? Like, that's the flesh. It doesn't want to be uncomfortable. It doesn't want to step out of its comfort zone. It doesn't want to sacrifice to do what it needs to do to get there. But your spirit needs to be willing, right? Your spirit needs to step in, and you don't need to be led by your flesh, right? Just because your body or your mind is telling you something does not mean you need to come into agreement with it, right? Like, oh, I want to stay in bed and I want to sleep in more. Like, you don't need to agree with that. No, tell your flesh, absolutely not. We're getting up early today and we're working out and we're going to journal. We're going to work on our business plan and we're going to do this and we're going to prep and we're going to move forward. You can do it, but you have to tap in. Don't let your flesh lead, right? Sometimes don't let your emotions lead. Gosh, our emotions are up and down. They can be deceiving. You lead, right? Let your spirit lead. Let your true heart lead, and say, it is time for me to tap in. It is time for me to cut certain things off. It is time for me to shut certain doors. It is time to say never again. And it starts today. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not next month, not on New Year's. Like, no, it starts today. Today I'm telling myself I'm going to start. Today I'm telling myself I'm cutting that off. Today I am tapping in. I challenge you, Titan Familia. I'm challenging you right now. I love to say that, because there needs to be some type of action behind the things that we are thinking in our mind, right? It all starts right here. Are you thinking it? Great. You want to do it? Great. Now go out and do it. Go out and tap into your life. Tap in. It's time for you to do some work. It is time for you, right, to take action, right? I know you want it. I know you do. And I know situations could be hard, and I know new things can be painful. Like, I'm there right there with you. Like, I remember like when I really was like giving my heart to God, and like, I'm going to be all in. Whatever you say, I'm going to do it, God. Like, whatever you say, I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to I'm not going to hold back anymore, but I'm letting you know right now, okay, that I might complain. That I'm gonna probably complain through it. That I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, God. I'm gonna do whatever you tell me to do. But I'm probably gonna complain, and you might hear like a couple. You might see a couple tears coming down, and you might hear me complaining. But I'm going to do it. Just do it. Just tap in. And I truly felt him say, like I didn't expect anything else. He knows us. He knows who we are. He knows the things that I don't like to do, the things that I'm going to complain about. He already knows that, right? He's not asking me what I do know, what I do not know. He's asking me to tap in and take action and take a hold of my life, right? And take a hold of those blessings that he wants for me, that he wants for me more than I even want for me, right? So whether you got to do it complaining, or you got to drag yourself, or you got to like give yourself some tough love, you just have to do it. You have to tap in. Nobody else is going to do it for you. Again, there is going to be things that God will do for you because his love, that's all I can say, his love. He will. He will. But I'm telling you also that there will be a time when he's like, tap in. Tap in, Titan Familia. It's your turn. You want this? You need to get rid of this. You want this? You need to do that. You want this? This is what needs to occur. And if you're not sure, ask him because he will reveal it to you. But if you're listening to me, because that's just how my faith works, I know that you know what you need to do. Because, like I said in the last podcast, we're not babies and we're not starting from scratch. There's some things that we've been through and some things that we know. And there's things that nudge at our heart that we shouldn't be doing. And there's things that nudge at our heart that's like, we got to cut that off. And there's things in our heart that nudge at us that is like, ooh, I got to start getting up. I got to start doing this. I got to tap in. So, Titan Familia, tap in. We're not cheating ourselves anymore. We're treating ourselves to some goodness. We're tapping in. I believe in you. I know that you want to. Now it's time to take action and actually do it. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. An amazing, amazing rest of your day. Get some stuff done. Do some things that make you uncomfortable, but it is for your future, right? That is for the good, right? Say no to that flesh when it wants to be lazy. Treat yourself. Treat yourself to some goodness. I'll see you guys next week.